Hello everybody, it's been a long time since my last unboxing. I don't know how long, but yeah, I've had the itch. I really wanted to get my hands on something new, anything. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm feeling a little under the weather right now, so if I'm moving a little slow or if I start coughing uncontrollably, my apologies in advance. So this is a saber I bought off of eBay. Kind of watched it for a little while, and I just kept thinking, geez, this thing's like really cool. Geez, this thing's really cool. It's really cool. It's what I've actually, really been kind of wanting to get, and then, well, here it is. It's one of the few times when ordering a saber, I was almost as excited about the blade that comes with it as I am the hilt. And you'll see why very shortly. I like the little combination of different types of packing material. Yeah, you name it: brown paper, newspaper, peanuts, and let's see. Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, hopefully, it all wants to come out at once. So let's put the hilt aside. And let's see. Anything else in here? Not likely. Alright. Hopefully I just didn't dox myself. So the blade. Let me just show this to you. Ooh, this thing's a light thing. Lighter than I expected. Blade is going to be a first for me. You'll see why. Not my first blade, but my first of a particular kind of blade. At least that's what I was told. I don't know if it's true. Okay. Let's just do this. Here we go. Now, as far as I know, this is supposed to be a ripper blade. So, for any of you out there that actually own a ripper blade, if this looks familiar to you, both in construction style and technique, let me know. It's pretty nice. Looks to be about 30 inches. Kind of more katana-esque than even I was anticipating from the photos. And that's appropriate, and I'll show you why. If you've been watching Gray Paladin and my material on YouTube lately, you can see that we're going through another Saberforge renaissance, and they seem to be, as far as we're concerned, the best game in town currently, and for various reasons. As you may know, he and I have a little mystery box live stream showdown coming up. This is not a mystery box. I knew exactly what I was buying. And this is a Ronin. And it should be equipped with GHv3. According to the seller, so fingers crossed in that regard, because I've been kind of let down by sellers in the past. So you can see it is the standard finish. I have another Ronin. I think it's either a Mark II or a Mark III. It has kind of a knurled grip. This is obviously a more of a traditional radiator style, or whatever you want to call the grip. But I like the Ronin. I like the 11-inch variety. This one has a CoverTech wheel, because to me it is the exact length of a katana. The extended version is just a little bit too long. It's more like a Nagitana. But this is perfect, and I find that a standard 32-inch Saberforge blade in here is actually rather balanced, even though I find those blades to be a little bit too heavy. It works really well, and it's really balanced in this hilt. This thing is in really, really good condition. It's pristine. The Suba, it's nice and clean. There's no scuffing. There's no damage whatsoever on any of this. It's really nice. So I was under the impression that the seller possibly did the install himself, and yeah, that's the impression I get from here. So it looks like well, they used electrical tape. That's interesting. I will probably replace the speaker. I do have a bassier speaker that I can replace this with, but let's see if this thing will ignite. Please let this be a Golden Harvest V3. All right, and they gave me a blade plug. That's very nice. Standard free reactor variety. Switches. It just has one switch. No recharge port. Let's just get a dummy switch here. Okay. Flashing. I'm not too sure what that's all about. I can only assume that the battery is probably dead, and that's the issue here. So, let us stop the video, and I'll do a bit of a investigatory procedure on this hilt. Charge it up and see what's going on. I was very lucky. The person that did the install on this used components that came apart, and once I removed the electrical tape, I found out that one of the leads had come undone, and I've also rewired wired on a better speaker than the one that was on here, which was this thing, which I can reuse on a appropriate hilt. I don't care too much what it sounds like. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a chassis, so I'm going to see if I can get myself a chassis for this thing. But in the end, it does indeed have a Golden Harvest V3, and everything seems to work. It just doesn't really fit into the hilt all that well. I have to have a chassis in order to make it work. But in the end, it's kind of serviceable. A little bit disappointing, but with some ingenuity, I was able to make it work. All right, so I think I was able to make lemonade out of lemons here. I went in and I rewired a bunch of stuff. There was a lead going into the soundboard. It is indeed a Golden Harvest V3. And I had to solder that in. The speaker was kind of not very good, so I upgraded the speaker to a higher bass speaker. And then I had to kind of shimmy everything in here. Currently, the activation switch is loose, because if I have to recharge the battery, without having a chassis in here, everything's just kind of free floating. So I was talking to Gray Paladin. I'm going to get myself a Goth chassis to put in here and see if I can rewire this thing. All the work's been done, so everything at this point is just a matter of securing it all. So good news is it does turn on. Like I said, this is not secured in here, so it's kind of moving around on me, so I can't go too nuts with this. but so it's not a complete loss. It wasn't a perfect situation. This is what I would call a unique fixer-upper. I did write to the seller, and I won't elaborate on what the seller told me, but his or her excuse was unique and not something that I'm willing to touch upon here, because well, it would be unfair to them if it was indeed you know, a factual statement from them. So yeah, I'm gonna put some work into this saber, and I think hopefully in the end it'll be worth it. On the positives, I have a hilt that's in perfect condition. I have a gripper blade, which is really nice. I have a functioning Golden Harvest V3, and I currently have this wired to work. So it just needs a little bit more work, and then I think this thing will be quite nice in the end. I don't know what sound font this is, but I kind of like it. So this is the second time I'm going to wrap up this video, and you've heard all the stuff that I wanted to say, so I'm just going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching.